folks? Welcome into Chalk Talk Social. It is Friday, October 31st. And hey, if you are a YouTube TV subscriber, get ready. You might no longer be able to watch football anymore. The billion-dollar companies, the billionaires are trying to take sports away from us, and it's bullshit. Streaming's getting out of hand. Something's getting out of hand. We got problems. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm a YouTube TV subscriber. I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. Just let me watch some damn football. Iman, how you doing? What's going on?
Hey, you already know I'm about my money. I'm about my biz. You know it's me. When you hear that, there it is. Listen, YouTube can't get no money from me. I'm all I'm all Fire Stick and FBI don't watch me. I'm streaming. So yeah, YouTube can't get my money. So I'm good, Austin. I get every game, pay-per-view, movies, series, everything. So
Man, I'm ready to go back to jailbreaking things, doing some illegal things just to watch sports because now it's just crazy. We're gonna come full circle one day, and like you used to have, everything used to be wired, it used to be cable, and then everything went wireless, and now we're on the streaming stuff to the extent that one day soon we're gonna have a cable-like service where it's just all the streaming platforms into one. It's just gonna be cable without the wires. And the channels, instead of like channels, just going to be the streaming platform. It's going to be all in one, and they're going to charge you $7,000 a month.
That's what I say. They find every year to dig in your pocket. They try to find every way to go up, and like Netflix and them don't even tell you they're going up. You just look at your bank account like, God, dog, it's $16.99 now. Now, you need to add another $5 for no ads. I don't mind ads, so I got ads on everything. Same. I don't care. So
same. Bucks, and a couple $1 billion is not enough billion, so they need to charge the everyday consumer a little bit more and make sure they take away all the places you could watch football on YouTube TV. Just take it all away because we're gonna need to find a different way to charge you. Anyways, hey, we appreciate you being here with us. Make sure you sign up on the website if you ever want to join an episode of Chalk Talk Social. Go to www.sidelinersports.com. Get on the YouTube page. Hey, folks, get on the Fan Friday episodes. We got fans come on every Friday. Today, we got a Steelers fan joining us. Just go on there, simply fill out the Google form. Tell us a bit about yourself, what you want to talk about, and we will get you on. Hey, if you think me and Iman are up here spilling a bunch of shit, well, come on and talk about it, right? That's the point of what we're doing here. The national shows don't even offer you the platform to join. You just get to tweet at them and comment them. You don't get any responses. You just got to listen to them to the extent that you want to just blow your head off, listen to some of this crap sometimes. So, hey, if you want a voice beyond the comment sections that no one responds to on those TV shows where someone's always just talking at you, this is your spot to bring the pulse of your fan base to life. And as fans continue to join on these Friday episodes, we will keep expanding how we interact with y'all, including one day soon, we're going to be in person. We're going to be live in person doing a bunch of stuff. I got ideas, and I'm excited about it. So the more fans, the merrier. Your voices are all welcome here. We might be recording, and we might be dropping next week's episode on Wednesday. Just some scheduling things. I'm going to be gone. Joey's going to be gone. It's unfair to ask Iman to run a one-man show. We're gonna run it. And when I did it wasn't easy, but it's fun. It wasn't easy. So we'll see you on Wednesday, not the normal Tuesday. Same format though, top 10 and 10. We'll get after it a bit. So today we're going to get into it, like I said, with the Steelers fan. We're going to do a little bit of news desk per usual. Joey's gone. I'll lead us through the news desk. We'll go through a couple topics today. But hey, why don't we just kick it off to the news or to the Steelers fan real quick, and we'll be right back for the news desk then.
Okay, let's kick it over to our first interview for today's episode. We got Benny. Is it Yinzer?
Yinzer.
Benny's a Steelers fan. Benny's coming off a tough loss to my Green Bay Packers, so this is a timely interview. We could talk about it a little bit. Benny, right off the jump, just give me your thoughts on that game, the Rodgers versus Packers, first time he's ever faced a team. Obviously you're going to have some thoughts, but probably not good ones.
No, not good ones at all. And what we saw from the uniforms to the defense to the field, I don't know if you know the whole story about the field and it being resodded, and there's
Looks
a whole
bad.
thing with it's bad. And you could see the Pitt logo through the Steeler logo. It's bad. Everything's bad. And this is supposed to be a premier franchise in the NFL. It's supposed to be, right? This was the steel curtain. It's supposed to be it's defense. The highest paid defense in all the NFL. And no disrespect to Jordan Love, we made this man look like prime Aaron Rodgers, literally. and Tucker Kraft looks like prime Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
The only the one thing that I took away from the Packers is they're great. If I am a Packers fan, I'm actually ashamed of Matthew Golden. How do you not have anything against the Steeler defense? Nothing. Zilch. That is tough, in my opinion. You
It
saw
is.
what Jamar Chase did to the entire secondary. You would think
Yeah.
Matthew Golden would get 4 catches, maybe.
Yeah.
It was tough.
He's been weird.
But
It's been weird. Matt LaFleur just does not want to call his number much. And I can't blame him in the sense that like Dobbs has taken a step up. Obviously, Yak God Kraft has been him this year, and you got Josh Jacobs. So I think Golden's just in a weird spot and a really talent. And obviously Christian Watson came back and he put up a bill in his first game back, almost I think he got 85 yards. They just didn't call. I'm surprised that they are not calling Matthew Golden's number much, but I think it's because everyone else has got pre-established rapport with Love and they're looking good. Golden's number would get called a bit more. I was surprised though. Like you said, bad secondary, and you didn't see him much.
Terrible. And again, I have watched Antoine Blake, Artie Burns, like the worst corners I've ever seen in my life. And this may be the worst Steeler defense I've ever seen. And I bought in. I literally thought all throughout training camp, we heard best defense we're ever going to see. This is the 2000 Ravens. We're getting to the quarterback. What happens? What are we doing? The Steelers have never been able to have a good offense and a good defense in the same year. It's never happened since when? 2005? Not even then. And they never can put it together. And Mike Tomlin now, we're going to segue into this. I think this man needs to be canned. He's lost it. He's lost his touch. And I'm sick of these sports experts telling us Steeler fans, well, you know that the second Mike Tomlin gets fired, he's going to get scooped up by another team. So what? Who cares? Let him coach somewhere else. The message is stale. And I just don't think it works anymore. The players coach thing, the defensive coach thing, I don't think works anymore. All these high-flying teams who have offensive, innovative coaches are the ones who are winning the Super Bowl every single year. And you can't tell me that you're defensive-minded and then your defense gives up 33 points or whatever to the Bengals, which, whatever, and then 35 points to the Packers. No disrespect to the Packers, but this is supposed to be like a 21-14 game. What are we doing? But now Mike Tomlin, now Mike Tomlin came out today, which is why I'm fired up, saying that the Steelers lost because of the offense. He said, well, we settled for too many field goals. It's like, okay, sure, but you gave up 35. You're not going to win many games. You gave up 35.
Yeah, even if you score every drive, it's going to be hard to win a 35 when you're giving up 35.
Yeah. And you just saw it with the Bengals. The Bengals can score at will. They don't have a defense, and they just lost to the Jets. So,
yeah, I think that's it's a $163 million defense. I think there's a lot of expectation. You got Joey Porter, Darius Slay. I know there's been some injuries, but and then you got Herbig. You got what's his face, that the new linebacker Peyton Wilson is a nice player. Something's not going right, and I think the problem with is good. I'll give Arthur Smith credit. I feel like the offense has found a little bit of an identity. They're at least living within Arthur Smith's offense, and it works to an extent. But when your defense is giving up 35, it's going to be really hard to win in the first place. And they're just not really an explosive team. They're like a cut you up with 1,000 cuts. And that's why I was worried about that game with the Packers. Because the short game, everyone's been playing the Packers to the short game because they know Parsons and Gary are getting after asses on the offense. And they're trying to cut them up. So I was worried about that. But when your defense is giving up loads, you got to be able to hit deep balls, big plays. And that's where I think the Arthur Smith offense falls short, especially when you really only got DK. And outside of DK, Kelvin Austin is fine. Rome, whatever his name is, the receiver. I thought he could have a bigger season. He's not. They need another receiver.
We thought he was dead in Pittsburgh for literally last year. Like he was just missing, and we didn't know what was wrong with him, where he was on the injury report. Literally, everyone in Pittsburgh was tweeting like, "This guy died." Like we had no idea what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was definitely surprised by how that game went. I mean, shoot, and the Packers missed a couple field goals themselves, and usually
Mm-hmm.
that's the dagger. That's us shooting ourselves in the foot to guarantee a loss. But I mean, how are you feeling at least about that conference? I mean, sorry, the division with the Ravens struggling. The Bengals are without Burrow, they are going to be what they are. They're going to be beatable. And then, of course, you got the Browns, and no one really gives a shit about the Browns. But I mean, how are you at least feeling about your odds of winning that division? And it might be another season where you got to win that division with like a 500 record, it feels like.
So, if you would have asked me, obviously, before the Bengals game, it's in the bag. Easy. Like, simple. And then maybe even after that loss to the Bengals, I was like, we still have a chance. Quite literally right now, and I know that it's a snap reaction, I think we have zero chance of winning the division. Lamar's
Oh,
coming
wow.
back. Lamar's coming back. This defense is not getting any better. And it's more so because of who the Steelers play coming up. We're going to get bootied down by the Colts next week. It's not even going to be a game. We're going to get bootied down by Justin Herbert the week after that on Sunday Night Football. And then I think we play the Ravens. I don't know the actual schedule, but we're cooked. We're cooked. The defense can't stop anything. It's literally that. And for some reason, in my heart of hearts, I know deep down that this is one of those games that the Steelers could potentially beat the Colts, because that's just what Mike Tomlin does. But my brain, that's my heart. My brain is telling me, oh no, I think Jonathan Taylor is not going to break the rushing record of all time. He's breaking Monty Quinn's record that he just put up this year of 522 yards. This defense is bad.
Yeah. Well, what do you do? Okay, so I mean, I know you're sounding like you're kind of out on Tom, and I get it. It's the same thing every year, it feels like, with the Steelers. And since the Packers Steelers Super Bowl, I guess, when they had a dominant defense with Roethlisberger cooking with the offense, ever since then it just feels like it has been very much like you said. One of the others kind of hit or miss. Packers have kind of been that same way when I think about it. The defense is always lagging behind the offense. But now you're in this place where it feels like you win 8 or 9 games and try to win the division or get into the wild card. And you're right, it has kind of gone stale. Nothing's like getting exponentially better. So trade deadline's coming up. Or, I mean, what are you doing? How are you fixing this team? I mean, if it is move on from Tomlin, who's your guy? But obviously you're going to have Tomlin the rest of the year. So what are you doing first to maybe help get this thing back on track? You making a trade?
With the defense, I don't think there's anybody that you can reasonably trade without giving up the house. And the Steelers aren't going to do that. I mean, there's no corners out there that unless they get Sauce, but you'd have to give up like 2 firsts to get Sauce. And
maybe
they're not going to do that, considering they are going to need a quarterback next year. And I have a feeling that the Steelers are stockpiling picks because the draft is in Pittsburgh. They want to make a big splash about that. In terms of offense, I think the offense is what it is. I mean, we've never had the 1-2 punch ever since Roethlisberger left. And the answer right now, it was supposed to be Chris Olave. It was supposed to be Jalen Waddle. It was supposed to be Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers. No. We fixed it. We brought in MVS. That's all that matters. I don't know.
I don't know how to MVS.
Yeah, but I don't know how to fix this team. I don't, because it's not the offense. It's the defense. And I don't think that there is, unless they can bring in Myles Garrett, Aiden Hutchinson, and Max Crosby, they're not fixing anything. They're not.
I mean, I gotta believe the Bengals would not trade Trey Hendrickson in division to the Steelers. I mean, he did just get hurt too. Max Crosby, it sounds like they're being a little bit reluctant to move him. I don't know what edge rushers even on the market that would be worthwhile to me. And then the cornerbacks. How are you feeling on Joey Porter these days? I feel like he had a huge rookie season. He came in and like dominate, was supposed to be the guy. How has he been looking for you?
The only highlights that I see from him, I think he's going to be good, but I think he gets a holding call maybe 4 times a game. It's absurd. And sometimes I just feel like listen, I'm not blaming the refs for anything. I don't know if they're targeting him or not because of his last name, and they're like, you got to play more like your dad. But most of the time when he's on the field, there will be a drive extending flag. So I think he's good. I wanted him very badly when he was at Penn State. I thought that was a great pick.
Yeah.
At the time, I still think it's a good pick. He's getting cooked.
He's getting cooked. That's not good. That'll kill you. You mentioned quarterback, and I want to touch on that quick because it's not a good. It's not a you ain't drafting the quarterback in the first round this year. You just took Will Howard. How do you feel about that now that again he's learning under Rodgers? He's getting a year under Rodgers. Do you think that the Steelers should at least give him a chance once? And there's talk now that Rodgers is going to come back for next season. They want him back next year. Do you give Will Howard a chance whenever that chance comes with Rodgers does move on? Or are you already looking to let's get a new quarterback in here, screw the Will Howard experiment?
Me personally, I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm very
Okay.
biased.
Oh, okay.
Will
So
Howard's
I
my
know your
guy.
answer. Okay.
Yeah, Will Howard's my guy. The second we drafted him, I was ready to run up and down the North Shore. I was so
Hands off.
excited. Yeah, I mean, I was so happy. Realistically, though, I do think that the Steelers won't draft somebody in the first round, and I think that they have Mason Rudolph another year. I think they'll just go with Mason Rudolph because it depends. I know it depends on who's the head coach. I think if we keep Tomlin has his guys and likes his guys. There's a reason they brought Mason Rudolph back. So I feel that even if they do draft a quarterback in the first round, I still think Mason Rudolph next year will come in as the starter.
Oh.
It's either that or I think it's going to be, truthfully, it's going to be Anthony Richardson.
Oh, you think the trade? Okay,
I think they would either trade for him or sign him because why not? That's literally like I've been saying that ever since Daniel Jones was a starter. I think that they're going to try to make a move for Anthony Richardson. Be like, well, he was a former number 4 overall pick or whatever, and he
still can't complete a pass to save his life, and he's just injury prone as it gets right now. His body seems shattered for as big as he is. I mean, if again back to like who is going to be the coach? Let's say hypothetically they move off Tomlin, big move, and they have Arthur Smith in house. And like you said, the offense doesn't seem to be the biggest problem. I know not a lot of people are necessarily fans of Arthur Smith's offense because of how he runs it, but it works kind of with Rodgers and. At least where Rodgers is in his career right now. Do you feel good if they move Arthur Smith from OC into the head coaching role? Or are you looking for someone else to come in, a whole new show?
I just think that the Steelers at this point need just a new head voice. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care if they bring in Arthur Smith as the head coach. I don't care if they give a blank check to like Lincoln Riley or Joe Brady. I think we need an offensive coach. That's where the league is going. The Andy Reid's, the Nick Sirianni's, like you need something like that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
guru.
I've been a believer of that for the longest time because if you got a defensive head coach, you better have an OC who is the next guy up for the first head coaching job that becomes available. Like a Ben Johnson better be your damn OC, or it's probably not going to work. So, I mean, or you better have a superstar quarterback who can bail you out, kind of like with what Vrabel's got going with how Drake May's playing right now. And then because you're seeing in Houston, DeMeco Ryans got that defense right. But Nick Caley as the OC can't figure out that offense to save his damn life. And it is costing them ball.
Is scary bad.
It's all bad. And, CJ Stroud just had a nice game. But so what do you think about DJ Moore? Because I've been pushing the DJ Moore thing on. Get him in Pittsburgh because I think he complements what DK does really well as like a slot guy. And because he's not getting touched. But you sound like if any move's going to happen, it's going to the defense. You're not even worried about the offense?
No, I think that they are so worried about the offense and they're going to neglect the defense, which I think it should be the opposite. Now, I know that they want a number 2 guy, and Steeler fans, we all want that flashy pick. And the big talk right now is like, well, you could have had a number 2 because you see what George Pickens is doing. I understand why they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Would I like DJ Moore? I would love to have DJ Moore on this team. Do I think that they're going to get DJ Moore? No. I think that they would literally go for I think Rashid Shaheed just got hurt, but like somebody like him is who I think the Steelers would target. Somebody where they can give up a 4th round pick. They're not going to give up a 2nd again like they just did for DK. They're not going to obviously give up a 1st like Miami wants for Waddle. I think if they're going to get somebody, they're going to get this lower end slot guy, which I'm surprised they didn't make a play for Tyler Lockett. I thought that was up their alley.
Oh, he's a free agent now. He got cut.
He just got signed by the Raiders.
Oh, they signed. Oh, shoot! I didn't even know that. I mean,
yeah,
kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, I think if they just signed MVS, so I think they're going to roll with him. If there's any other move, the whole rumor was Alan Lazard because of Aaron Rodgers.
My God.
I know.
Stop doing the Jets thing. Don't do
I
the
know.
Jets. Please, for the love of
I
God,
know.
don't do the Jets thing with bringing
I know.
Rodgers boys in. MBS is just, he is what he is. Big passes. Lazard is slower than half the tight ends in football at this point. He barely doesn't get used in the New York Jets offense, and they don't got anyone else besides Garrett Wilson on a receiver.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Those are not answers to put you over the top. And if they blow this, if the Ravens are able to come back, because the Steelers are still technically in a good spot in the division because everyone else is crawling, everyone else is playing from behind. At least the Steelers still got a winning record, at least. Like you said, gauntlet schedule coming up, kind of a gauntlet. It could kind of start getting ugly. But I mean, I'm not exactly sure from where they go from here. You think but you're not even a buyer that they're winning the division at this point.
No, because with Lamar coming back, I don't think they play. I don't think they play somebody with a winning record. The Ravens do until like Christmas either. I think
brutal.
they're going to steamroll. I really do, and I'm not trying to be just like a Debbie Downer. Every week I do a video for my NFL power rankings, and in my I have one bar, and it's teams that suck but will make the playoffs, and it'll piss me off. And every week it's the Ravens, and I know they're going to make the playoffs. And I know that they're not going to make it far. They'll make it to the second round like they usually do. Okay. But they're going to win the division over the Steelers just because of the gauntlet that we have.
Okay. So are you buying or selling at the deadline? Or are you staying even? If you're the GM, what are you doing?
Even. I think low-end buyers, I'll say. Okay. Like, you're not trading everything to try to win the division, but you'll throw a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick here and there. I know that people want us to try to move Alex Highsmith to go out. The rumor was to try to go get A.J. Brown. That's not happening. I think moving pieces from your defense is a bad idea. It's a horrible idea.
Okay.
Why would you move something that is not working? Like I get it. Why would you move something that isn't working, but he's an integral piece of why it is semi-working?
Yeah. I mean, where do you go then again if your scenario plays out? They don't win. The Ravens come back, storm back. Maybe the Steelers at best crawl into a wild card spot if they're lucky. I mean, I still believe that they can win the division. I agree with you where we're going. Maybe they scrape out a wild card. Where are you looking then in this draft? You got your eye on anyone like a Carnell Tate in the first round out of Ohio State, your guy who's a freaking stud. Where are you going in the first round, second round, whatever, in this coming draft, if your scenario plays out with the Steelers and how you think they're going to finish up?
Anything on the defensive side of the ball.
All that investment is so crazy that you're still looking for more defense.
Yes, I am, because it's not working. And it's more so secondary. Darius Slay, it's just not working right now.
Old man.
Joey Porter Jr., I don't think right now is a number one. I like Ramsey, but he was getting torched versus Jamar Chase.
Back end of his career. He's at the end.
Yeah, that's what we expected. We need somebody good in that secondary. And we just lost to Sean Elliott, and now the whole fan base is upset because of the Minka thing, and he's gone now. I don't know. But what do I think they're going to do? Probably receiver.
It's just a weird spot, man. When you got the most expensive defense in football and it's not working, that kind of screws up everything, and it kind of makes you have to go back to the whiteboard and almost not restart, kind of reset some things, and then it's going to become, you already know now there's going to be rumors swirling about TJ Watt. I mean,
but he's also been a semi-ghost for the money that he's making. I clown on Myles Garrett every single week, but I have to. I'm a Steeler fan. He plays on a crappy team, but he just had 5 sacks. He's competing. He is doing his job, and TJ is for the money that he's making, nowhere to be found. No.
4 sacks. He's 31 years old. I mean, it's not been his best start to the season. He hasn't missed any time yet this year, right? He's been healthy. Yeah, so he had a decent amount of pressures against the Packers. with TJ Watt is with being in kind of the back half of his prime. Are you thinking that you want to keep him around, or would you again back to the GM chair? What are you doing with TJ Watt then?
I mean, I feel like you can't get rid of him because then that just signifies that
We're blowing it up.
done. It's done. Yes. Like, I feel they'll move Alex Highsmith before anything. And that's really the only piece of the defense I think that they're going to move, if anything. But yeah, if you get rid of TJ Watt, you're pretty much signifying, like, we're getting rid of TJ. We're getting rid of Cam Hayward. We're getting rid of just everybody. And I don't think you can do that. There'll also be a mutiny in Pittsburgh as well. It's one of those things. It's like whenever the Pirates got rid of Andrew McCutchen, he's like one of those guys right now that, like, you kind of can't unless you're just you have to have a lockdown A+ plan that has to work if you're going to move TJ. And if it doesn't work, just pack your stuff because you're out.
All right, so then are you thinking that Omar Khan is the guy that's still the right guy to lead this ship into the future and kind of right the wrongs of what's going on right now?
So Omar Khan is doing things that the Steelers have never seen, even with like Kevin Colbert, where he's actually making moves. And I can appreciate that in the offseason. I know that a lot of your audience is probably going to listen to this and be like, oh my God, this guy's overreacting. And like, I am. I really am. I am very upset. My girlfriend tells me I'm not allowed to go to bed after the Steelers lose because she knows I'm not going to sleep and I'm going to be pissed. So everything that I'm saying is a semi-overreaction. Like, is he going to make the right move? I don't know. Do I still believe in Omar Khan? I do, because he's had a tough time right now seemingly finding a quarterback, not through free agency. So if you miss again on like a quarterback situation, like that whole Kenny Pickett thing kind of hurt this franchise a little bit. Yeah, it was bad. I still believe that he'll do the right thing. Now, could he be making moves for moves' sake and it could hurt us? Maybe, but at least he's trying. So as of right now, I still believe in him. There's a reason why I'm not the GM, because I would have blown it up after the Cincy loss. So give him his time. And truthfully, I think if anything needs to be changed, it's coaching. And if they don't get rid of Mike Tomlin, which I don't think they will, something has to be done with Terrell Austin, because zero adjustments whatsoever. They move away from Matt Canada, and the offense has gotten better. So maybe do this. Maybe move away from Terrell Austin. It's not working.
Okay. Well, as long as you still got some confidence in the guys calling the shots, and yeah, it's interesting. I'm curious to see how other fans are going to react to the Mike Tomlin take. I'm sure you're not the only one, but hey, that is why this show is all about fan-involved sports coverage. To hear what the actual fans of teams are saying, not the guys on TV who live and dying. I'm not sleeping at night because of this team's performance. But I'm the same way about the Packers, right? I overreact to the Packers win. I can't get the bad stuff out of my head as much as I try to focus on the good. But all right, Benny, like I said to the audience, you do some awesome stuff on TikTok. Why don't you just give everyone a shout out where they can find you and kind of check out your work?
Yeah, so I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. We're everywhere. HailMary.media. I also have a website where I write all of these blogs, which I just wrote one about the Steelers needing to get rid of Mike Tomlin. And that is HailMary.media. That is the website. Everything that you see is written by me. And it's very opinionated, very overreaction-y. But I need to do it because I need to get out anger with this team.
Demons.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, listen, I'm a Pirate fan. I got to deal with all that. If the Penguins weren't doing their thing, I'd be freaking out right now. If every single team in my city was bad right now, I don't know where I'd be.
Top of a building would look really nice, and the ground below it.
Be great. Which, unfortunately, the Pittsburgh has had now 3 people fall off of high structures. I don't know if you just saw. You had the kid for the Pirates at the Pirate game fell off the Clemente wall.
I saw that. What was that about?
He was. I don't want to get into it.
Drunk?
Yeah, drunk, and I got in trouble for talking about that.
Okay.
Steeler worker.
The guy at the Steelers game
fell off of the billboard at Acrisure, And then a Penguin fan yesterday just fell off the 200 level. So falling is a common theme right now in Pittsburgh. I hope everyone's okay. That's just a little joke. Everyone's okay.
Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's good.
Yeah.
And hopefully the Steelers record doesn't keep falling. How about that?
It
Let's
will,
start.
but I hope not.
All right, Benny. We'll really appreciate you coming on the show. And look, hey, the opinionated stuff, that's the beauty of it, that raw authenticity. And that's, that's all you can ask for out of a true fan, and let everyone kind of feed on it and give their take. So, like I said, great stuff. We're following you along. That's why we got you on the show to come on and talk about it. So love what you're doing. And thanks for making the time to join us here today.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, see you, man.
Hey, have a good one.
All right, that's our interview with the Steelers fan. Thank you, Benny, for coming on. Great interview. Love talking to him. Dude, just as a passionate fan, and I love that. As a passionate Packers fan, I just feel that energy. I love it. I'm telling you, just getting that raw fan energy just gets me fired up, and I love it. And we say outlandish things, and he admitted it. Like, what I'm saying is probably over the top. But, that is the beauty of fandom. We can say whatever the fuck we want, and people can take it however you want. But hey, we're here. What do you got to say about the Steelers? You're ready.
Listen, is this thing on? I'm just saying, Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers never wear those god-awful uniforms ever again. The more I just keep looking at like highlights from that game, pictures from that game, they have to be the worst uniforms in the history of the NFL. I'm just, and it just caught me yesterday. I was looking like, why did they approve this? But yes, never wear those god-awful uniforms. The helmet didn't match. I wish our uni guy came back up here. I know he trashed those on TikTok because goodness grief. Never wear those again.
No, they played about as good as those uniforms look, if that makes sense. It was all bad.
Yeah.
It was all bad for the Steelers. That defense continued to be god-awful. It was a slow start for the Packers again, but they found their way and they just went belts to ass in the second half. But yeah, they got to retire those. Leave those way back where they belong.
Burn
because
them.
Those are ugly.
Burn them. Burn them.
Keep them in the halls of the history, and that's it. Because those cannot come back. I don't mind. I thought those like matte yellow helmets were kind of cool, but you didn't like those?
No, they look like
with the right uniform, perhaps.
Spicy mustard. It was like spicy mustard. I didn't. Hell no. I didn't like those. It ain't look good.
I'm a sucker for like a matte anything. Like
for real. Okay.
I know it's a tough kind of paint to preserve, and so I really want to carve with it, but I know I'll never preserve it the right way that you're supposed to, so it'll never happen. But I'm kind of a fan of the matte look, and maybe man, I don't know what they would have to do to make that look good without being like a yellow black yellow pants.
The matte black would have been okay, but that matte yellow is that was. I mean, I've never seen that, and like I said, I just kept seeing highlights from it, and I'm like, oh my god, I would have been mad as a player. Like I'm not wearing this shit. So
beyond the uniforms being disgusting, I don't really know what the Steelers do. I mean, the sentiment across the fan base, and you heard from Benny, and I was asking some other Steelers fans I know, and it's the same. Unprovoked, so the same thing. It's time to move on from Tomlin, get a whole new show going. People still like what Omar Khan's doing, the GM. He's trying to make moves. He's putting money on the table. He's doing stuff. But it seems like the shot callers on game day have ran stale. So... And it's the same thing. Like a lot of folks, even Packers fans say, because half the fan base is get rid of LaFleur, which I still think is absurd. But it's the same thing as if you get rid of Tomlin, he's going to be off the market in 5 seconds. I think the Steelers have come to a point where he's been here for so damn long, and it's been a decade, 15 straight years of the same exact thing every single year.
They got no juice. At least y'all have juice every couple games. You see the juice in your team. You see the offense going. It's time, and I do think they should go one more year with Aaron Rodgers. I think they should draft a quarterback, get a young guy in, go one more, because I think Aaron Rodgers still got a little arm left. But I'm over, and like I said, Mike Tomlin is a VA guy. He's a legend around here. I could say nothing about his career, but I think he probably wants to move on about this time. So, yeah.
I still think I like Will Howard back there. I know you don't, but hey, you don't like him. But and Benny was saying the same. Benny was saying the same thing. Benny's an Ohio State fan, and he was saying how he likes Will Howard back there. And look, if you can learn from Rodgers, I think Will Howard's got some good tools to work with, and we're in a quarterback class where I don't know what I don't know. There's maybe a guy. Maybe you go a second or third round pick, and you got a guy with a little bit more upside, perhaps than Will Howard. Benny was saying it's going to be the Mason Rudolph show again. I was like, that sucks. You might as well just chalk up bottom of the division. The Jets are going to be better than you if you run out Mason and fucking Rudolph. You just can't. I'm sorry. You just can't run out Mason Rudolph and think you're going to be a competitive football team.
Never.
The whole season. You just cannot do that. Never. We've seen enough. We know what he is at this point. You cannot do that. So I don't know, man. I think the Steelers are in a weird spot. I think the trade deadline is going to speak volumes, and I don't know what to do. I feel like the next 2 years are going to be in a weird spot with or without Rodgers. It seems like they're going to go through a coaching change. I don't know. If they get rid of Tomlin, I think the easy answer is just bring up Arthur Smith to run the show. He's already been a head coach, not a successful one. But, the offense, and like I said to Benny, the offense has a little bit of an identity now. I'm not saying it's a great one by any means, but with what Rodgers' talent, with what the tight ends that they want to do stuff with, they have the identity. The offensive line needs some work, and I think if you maybe get another offensive lineman, you could do a little bit more because Jalen Warren's a nice running back.
I think they got a few pieces, and maybe I'm just a prisoner of the moment. Mm-hmm. I'm with going young, offensive, cool. Like, come on, bring one of these offensive young guys, young offensive guru in. Add probably one more receiver. Yes. But no Arthur Smith. No. Please, yeah.
Easy option doesn't mean it's the right option. Doesn't mean it's the right option. Yeah. It's the easy option.
It's a lot of young, good coaches out here that they could go grab. I mean, like I said, I'm a prisoner of the moment. Give me one of these young guru, Joe Brady, one of these guys who just can call good offense. Even somebody that's in college right now. It's a lot of good coordinators in college. I'm with going young. I think these young players need young guys to relate to now because just football is different. So I just think all these teams should have some more relatable coaches. Yeah, but
I agree. I mean, what I was thinking about when this conversation was coming up? I don't know what made me just flash this, but I was thinking about teams. Who is like the worst? Okay, how about this? Which team has a losing record right now that you think could still make the playoffs, even as like a wild card team? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, is it the Ravens at 2-5? I mean, after they whooped the shit out of the Dolphins 3-5, that's a 2-game win streak. Lamar's back. The offense looks good again. And as bad as the defense as it has been, there's talent on that defense, man. I will anyone as bad as it's been. Like you could name players on that defense all day, all night. And I'm sitting there thinking about like, are the Ravens really the best team with a losing record right now with the best chances of making the playoffs? It's them, the Texans, Falcons. I don't think the Vikings are for real. I'm kind of down to those three.
Yeah, and I mean, and granted, yes, I am a Ravens fan, but just football speaking, when you have Lamar Jackson, he's healthy. I mean, the sky's the limit. And like I said, we've known before we can run off 5 games in a row where we're just blowing people out. I'm going to be honest, and I'm not just saying this because, once again, I'm a Ravens fan. I think we're the only AFC team that maybe can give the Chiefs a run in the playoffs. Listen, I'm over this Josh Allen era. I just think he's never going to get it done. And I don't think it's his fault. I think Sean McDermott is not a good coach. I just don't think they brought enough offense in from him. Indianapolis Colts are on a great run, but we all know playoff football is different. And I think them this year getting in the playoffs, they're not going to be used to what it takes to win at the highest level and at that time. And I think the Ravens are going to be even more hungry from last year's Mark Andrews drop. It cost us to go home, but I just think we have the best chance to dethrone the Chiefs right now. Not even just to make a wild card. The Ravens are the only AFC team that I think has a chance to dethrone because you got to be able to score with him. And we're one of the few teams that can.
Well, I mean, Lamar comes back and talk about easy buttons. He just started giving Mark Andrews the touchdown balls. Like it seems like they're prepping for something, right? And obviously, Zay Flowers is a dog. Derrick Henry's a dog. But I mean, to be in the tier of teams of good or great and can beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, like that's a tier of its own. I mean, the Chiefs seem to again be like they
Yeah.
seem to be the best of the AFC, maybe the best in football. Again, freaking stupid. But now and below them, the next tier below the Chiefs is great teams who could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. I was not expecting you to even throw the Ravens in there after, hey, Iman, 2 weeks ago, you're like, burn it all to the ground.
I was listening, and granted, I'm sorry, Baltimore. I was panicking. Y'all know I was stressing and I was panicking. I was pressing the red button, but tonight, even in the first half, I'm just looking like we just look a little bit more comfortable, and our defense is just starting to play better. Now, if we can stay consistent on defense, I just think there's no team who can hold Lamar back from being Lamar for so long. I'm just being honest. I just think he's gonna find plays. We had an Isaiah Likely sighting tonight. Like he's getting back into the offense. We just have two. I think Rashad Bateman is terrible. I need to get rid of him. But I just think we just have too many weapons. We've had too much experience. Like I just feel like if we catch this groove, beware AFC. Beware AFC. I'm telling you. And I'm just off the Josh Allen train. I think Indianapolis is making a good run, but playoff football is different.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I think the reason I could see the Ravens, and again, why even despite the record right now, the Steelers are okay. They're not a juggernaut. They're about they look again like a 500 football team, and that seems like maybe one game of above 500 seems to be their ceiling. So the Ravens, despite the slow start, the horrible start, that's a team that could still very easily win that division, which it didn't seem like it a couple weeks ago, but like Steelers are kind of slowing down. And even when they were at their best, it's not like they were destroying teams. They just seemed like a team that had good rhythm, had good identity going. And now the defense is totally fucking collapsed.
Yeah.
That defense is in a horrible spot. They got a lot of soul searching to do because it's a $163 million defense that is doing nothing for you. It is tossing you ball games at this point. So I think the Ravens could walk in. And like I said, the Texans are my other team because we already talked about last episode. That defense is so mighty. That's a good defense. And that is also a division where, I don't think they're not going to outdo they're not going to beat the Colts, but they're better. I think they're a better football team than the Jaguars. I think they could come up and sneak into a wild card spot. And then when you go over to the Buccaneers, the Falcons in that division, that's another team, same situation. The Falcons aren't going to win that division, but then maybe they could sneak into a wild card spot, even though they got a losing record. They just got to figure out.
Michael Penix better come back because Kirk Cousins. And listen, Kirk Cousins, he got the
Vikings quarterback.
Bag, but listen, he is terrible now. He's never recovered from that injury. Last week he blew so much money on me. Listen, I don't even want to talk about that because for somehow reason I thought he was going to play well, but I actually looked at that game. Michael Penix need to come back because Kirk Cousins. I mean, if you even blow his way, he's jittery in the pocket. He can't make the throws he used to. And like I said, I love Kirk Cousins. Swagged out. He's just and watching that quarterback on Netflix, he's a guy that just you want in your locker room. I'm not gonna lie to you. That NFL quarterbacks made me a big fan of Kirk Cousins because he's just like a regular guy, cool dude. Like he knows track and field. So I'm a big track and field fan. He knows track and field, but his playing days are over. I'm gonna tell you that right now. His playing days is over. So Michael Penix better get back soon because if not,
playing days might not be over. He might be starting for the Minnesota Vikings once again. We had the rumors are swirling, the rumors are buzzing. Fans are all up in arms about the whole McCarthy situation that we talked about in the last episode. Go check it out. Speaking of, before we jump into the news that's here quick, it's a perfect time to remind y'all you can find us wherever you're doom scrolling. your sports content at Sideliner Sports, SIDELINR Sports on socials. And if you're ever on the road looking to get your fix of sports talk from the headlines that are driven by fans, again, everything we talk about is because we go out there researching what fans are talking about, seeing what's topical. So we're bringing to you stuff that you know is on the fan base's mind, is getting a lot of traction. You can go listen to us if you're on the road on Spotify, on Apple. Just go find Chalk Talk Social. And of course, make sure you watch all the full episodes. Go see my ugly face. Go see Iman swag at full episodes, or the individual conversations on YouTube. And look, I got to shout out our writers that we got on the website as well. They're doing a lot of hard work, a lot of good work. So go over to the website, www.sidelinersports.com, to read up on the latest from your favorite team and catch the headlines from the bad guys in your division in our divisional focus pages with divisional focus stats, right? Again, our efforts, even on the editorial side, are to capture the pulse of every fan base rather than pump a bunch of empty calorie clickbait at you, right? So go over, check it out. Now with that plug out there, let's head over to the news desk. And again, Joey's not here for it, so I'll kind of kick us off into the first topic that I want to get into on the news desk today. Are we witnessing the greatest World Series ever? At least top three. I don't know what you think, Iman. Are we witnessing the great World Series? I'll put it this way. I'll preface it with this. There's a couple candidates for what I went out there, did some research. What is the greatest World Series ever, right? Other candidates, there's a lot of them out there where there's a great game, a great two games, maybe a great couple moments. But the other World Series where it's a full series of awesome play, you got to go back to 1975. It's considered one of the best World Series ever. Reds versus Red Sox. The Reds ended up winning in 7. So it was a high drama series with 5 one-run games. And you got one of the most iconic World Series home runs coming from Carlton Fisk in the 12th inning to walk it off, to send it into Game 7. It's the one where he hits the home run, or he hits it, and then he's waving it to go fair as he's like at home play. If y'all remember it, maybe I'm an old head, but so that was considered one of the greatest series. And another one is the 1991 Twins versus Braves, something similar. Now, this was a World Series of 2 teams who were in last place the season earlier, which is objectively insane that both end up in the World Series. It goes 7 games, again, with 5 one-run games. But in this one, it was 4 games got decided in the last at-bat, and 3 of these games went to extras. And, of course, the iconic moment from this one, it's Kirby Puckett's iconic Game 6 walk-off that he had with the he also had the insane catch on the wall, on like the plexiglass wall, if you remember that. And then, of course, you got, the Dodgers were a part of a great one with the Astros not too long ago. Where would you put this one? It's not over yet. Would you say this is the best World Series we've ever seen, though?
So yes. Well, I'm not going to say that, but I'm actually shocked because remember I told you I thought the Dodgers was going to make easy work of the Blue Jays in 5, and Mr. Vlad and them bats is showing up. And literally the other night, I'm not going to lie to you because I couldn't sleep. So I woke up like late. And the CD they was still, I might have been 2. I woke up and looked at my phone and I'm like, they're still playing. I said, what is going on? So I actually had
2 in the morning Eastern.
Listen, I had to finish watching that one because I'm like, what is going on now? That's probably dreadful in the stadium because you gotta think they turn off liquor at like the 7th inning. They start serving liquor at the 7th inning. So you like, what? I just sat for 11 more innings, no beer, probably no glizzies. So that was probably rough for them. But now I didn't see the 75 one. So remember I told you when I was younger, I was an Atlanta Braves fan when I was younger in the 90s. So I'm looking for Mr. Kirby Puckett. I looked for him for 10 years. I wanted to really just swing on him from those plays he was making in that World Series. Because, I mean, in 91, I was like, I was 9. So I actually remember that. Like, I was heartbroken that my Braves couldn't get it done. This one, I won't say it's the greatest of all time because that 91 one, to me, was just because, and I don't know what it is. Baseball in the 90s, and I know you're a little younger, but baseball in the 90s to me, was bigger. I'm just being honest. Well, I don't know. I need to make sure the numbers is there. But to me, everybody watched the World Series. And, I'm from the hood. Yeah. Norfolk, all the Norfolk kids was watching World Series, even if they wasn't playing baseball. So I'm going to say that 91 one. And because outside of Shohei, outside of Mookie Betts, outside of Vlad,
You're naming a lot of stars.
You know what
Freddie
I'm saying?
Freeman.
You got to think that 91 Twins and Braves. I mean, everybody was superstars then. So, it's close now. And got a few more games to go. So I think they got a few more games
Maybe.
to go.
Might be one more. The as we're talking, the Blue Jays are up 3-2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, on the series, they're up 3-2.
Yeah.
So, and they've got back-to-back games. How about this? Let me tell you some context. I'm going to say, and again, and I tried to look this up. I wasn't alive for 75. I wasn't alive for 91. I was alive for the Dodgers-Astros one. That was a good series. I was alive for that that Cardinals, the David Freese series with the Cardinals, where he just came in so clutch. I'm going to sit here and say this Blue Jays-Dodgers World Series is the greatest World Series of all time. Hear me out really quick. We had the 18-inning game. It went down as the longest game in World Series history. Ohtani, the amount of historic things that happened in this series. Ohtani got on base 9 times that game. He touched 17 bags that game. Is also a postseason record. He became the first player with 4 extra base hits in a World Series game since 1906. So essentially ever. So that's just from that one game. Freddie Freeman, again, you want to talk about stars, became the first ever to have 2 walk-off home runs in a World Series. So we got that going for it. And then you got this Blue Jays pitcher, Trey Yesavage. If I'm saying his name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not a Blue Jays fan. I don't follow him closely. But look at this. This is a cat who was making $57,000 in the MLB this season because he was a late call-up from the minors. He goes on to set the World Series record for strikeouts with 12. He becomes the only pitcher in World Series history with 12 strikeouts and 0 walks. And let's see, the Dodgers, I mean, if you consider what he is doing, the Dodgers' whole lineup makes $148 million, and they got smoked by a guy who made $57K. It's objectively funny. And then you also look at that Addison Barger has the first ever pinch hit World Series grand slam. The Blue Jays in that other game go back-to-back to start the game. It's the second time it's ever happened in a postseason, not a World Series, in a postseason to start a game in that Game 5. And then, of course, you got Vlad Jr. having one of the most amazing, historic postseasons of all time. He leads the Blue Jays all-time postseason home run. He's the Blue Jays all-time postseason home run leader in a single postseason and still has more home runs than strikeouts. And, of course, if you didn't see it, you got that legendary Vlad hitting the home run, watching it with Ohtani looking back at it. That picture that came from that moment is iconic.
Yeah, iconic.
That's going down in the halls, baby. That one right there. That's the 2 great. And of course you got Ohtani, a guy who's hitting home runs and striking people out in the World Series. That ain't never been done. So I'm thinking this series is going at least 6. So that's great. And then you got star-studded on both sides. You got both teams putting up a lot of runs. You got all these things happening. And you got maybe the greatest player, maybe one of the greatest athletes of all time in Ohtani. You got Vlad having one of the most historic postseasons ever. I just think there's too much happening in this series, and it's going deep to say like any other series has been better. As much as I want to give the 1975 credit, the 91 credit.
The 91.
Too much is happening.
Yeah, Austin, that 91, you would have loved it, brother. I promise you would have loved it. And Trey, start looking for some houses because trust me, you ain't gonna be making 57 next year.
He gonna be all right.
Yeah, you start looking for some new houses now. And I do want to give you a little credit because I'm watching Shohei, and you might be right, but now about being one of the greatest players ever. But if they don't win the World Series, I think his performance is gonna kind of get forgotten because of Vlad and them doing what they're doing. I think Dodgers are gonna have to win for us to really grasp what Shohei is doing. I think if they lose, it's gonna kind of be like, but they lost, so we can't call him the greatest player of ever. But you might be onto something because it's just unicornish and alien-like to see him do what he's doing. And it's like effortless too. Like he's just like, I mean, just a specimen. DNA. I wish he just had some somewhere because I would go grab it and put it in my girl right now because I need something in his chromosome for my child. But I just think it's getting overshadowed because, like I said, I didn't expect the Blue Jays to come with this game because towards the end of the year they was kind of, you was looking at them like I don't know, but I think it's kind of being overshadowed with how the Blue Jays is playing. But you might have been on to something because Shohei is goodness freaking. I
Yeah.
mean, he's worth every dollar they paid him. I mean, I'm just being honest. And everybody who didn't overpay him for what the Dodgers paid him is looking like fools now because the Yankees should have had him.
Mariners fucked up. There was talks when he was coming over. The Mariners couldn't get him. You would think you just leveraged the Ichiro connection, whatever. There was a lot of talks. The Mariners were in it. I think maybe it was a market thing. Obviously, they're a small market team. But yeah, that Savage guy, right, sets the World Series. It's the rookie record for strikeouts with 12 is insane. And in the effort, Ohtani goes hitless. Mookie Betts goes hitless. Freddie Freeman goes hitless. Will Smith goes hitless. He smoked the shit out these boys. And the only thing that's crazy for the Dodgers is Mookie Betts is not really doing much for you.
Nothing. Where's he at? Yeah, where's he at?
Yeah, he's not been at anywhere. And Shohei's been on a little bit of a slight slump, whatever you want to call a slump for Shohei Ohtani. I don't even. So I'm going to sit here and say this is the greatest World Series we've ever seen. When you go watch back the history of baseball 10 years later, people are going to come back to this one because of the 18-inning game, the Savage's performance, what Vladdy's doing, what Ohtani's doing, and all these things that are making up this series. It's going to go in at least 6. So we're getting a full stretch out of it too. And hey, Drake has not cursed the Blue Jays yet. It could still come into play. It could still happen.
At all.
And that's what we got to talk about. Maybe the Drake curse officially is getting broken this year.
It's over probably. Well, not yet.
Could be over. Not yet. No, I'm not going to jinx that yet. Okay. Next up on the news desk, this one's getting a lot of tread lately. Haynes King, quarterback out of Georgia Tech. Is he the Heisman? A lot of folks are putting him number 1 at this point. Number 1, 2, or 3. You tell me, do you put him up there as your Heisman favorite right now?
So caveat. So I seen him last year because my nephew was a starting receiver at VMI last year. He actually transferred to Western Michigan this year in the transfer portal. So they played Georgia Tech the first game of the year last year. I mean, they got the dog crap beat out of them. So I was able to look at him, then was like, there's something with this guy. So I'm not surprised the year he's having now. I just don't think the publicity around him, the Georgia Tech not being a blue blood school, kind of it's like, so last year, Hunter was getting pushed earlier in the year. They was kind of bigging him up. I think the season he's having is Heisman worthy. I just don't think enough people's talking about him. They're going the ACC. What big win is he going to have? If he beat Miami, it's going to kind of be like, no.
Well, that's where they're at now. I mean, he does. That's, I think, the biggest argument against him is what you just said. What his schedule. They haven't played a ranked team. He's doing well against Power 4 teams. And to end the season for Georgia Tech, they do have Pitt. That'll be a really good game. That's not a gimme game. And then they got Georgia, and that will be the ultimate. Let's see I think between Pitt and Georgia, obviously Georgia's the big one. If he balls out in both of those games, I think if he just wins one of those games, has no other losses all season, he should be at worst close second for Heisman, I think.
Yeah.
If he beats Georgia,
you got to give it to him. I mean, you got to get. I mean, listen, if he beats Georgia, and we know in order for them to beat Georgia, he's gonna have to have the games he's been having all year. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't see how you don't, because once again, Georgia is still the cream of the crop. I mean, it's all NFL players all over their defense. It's Kirby Smart. That's gonna catapult him to that superstar status. So I think he's gonna have to beat Georgia. The Pitt game, not so much, because I just don't think nobody's gonna watch Georgia Tech versus Pitt. They'll see Georgia versus Georgia Tech. I just think he needs a little bit more push. But like I said, if he beat Georgia, and that's a Heisman win.
Yeah, sure. I think so too. I mean, and I think the reason for it is because this dude just goes about his business without being flashy or loud about it, right? But I mean, which is crazy to say, because when you see him running the football as a quarterback, he's electric doing it. He's a really talented runner. And he's got Georgia Tech to their best start since 1966, right? After 7 games, he's averaging over 304 total yards a game, which is more than all the other quarterbacks in the Heisman talk right now. He's got 19 tutties. So again, I think his only problem has been the strength of schedule has not been so good this season. But again, if he's been dominating the Power 4 schools, he doesn't have a ranked win. But if he can get Georgia, I just don't know how you give it to him. I don't give it to him because if they get Georgia, if they beat Georgia, we're literally sitting here talking about Georgia Tech, assuming they don't lose.
For sure.
They're still undefeated talks. If they're playing Georgia and they're still undefeated at that point, we might be finishing the season talking about Georgia Tech as the number 2 team in the country. Indiana, Georgia Tech, number 1, 2 in the country. Could you imagine that?
Listen, no, I can't. But listen, I know if he was either at Miami or he was somewhere even at Florida, they'll be calling him Tebow right now. I promise you, he'll be getting that Tebow comparison. He'll be Tebow 2.0. So, yeah, listen, if he can keep running these wins off, which I think they can, because, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. They're playing good defense, and in college, it's hard to stop a running quarterback who can just take a game over. So,
and I think the thing about Haynes King is if you take him away, if he gets hurt, I bet you this Georgia Tech team loses the first game he's hurt.
No doubt about it.
I think, and that tells me that's an MVP. That's him. If you take him away and this team automatically goes to shit, it's like Lamar with the Ravens. You take him away, it's all done. It's a wrap until he's back type of thing. And that screams that speaks a lot. And people will say like, well, yeah, same thing with Travis Hunter. He didn't play anyone good. Colorado never was like always playing teams, and they were losing to good teams. But like again, Travis Hunter, man, he was doing these things on offense and defense, being iconic on both sides of the ball. As bad as not good as Colorado was, Travis Hunter was doing his thing on both sides of the ball, looking like the best receiver in the country and the best cornerback in the country. Little bit different. But again, like I said, if you take King out of the lineup, he gets hurt. I think Georgia Tech loses the game right away. It's not like they're a star-studded team. It's not like they're playing really good football. Coaches got him right, and I think he's got that program in a great spot.
I don't know nobody else on that team, so I can tell you right now, he's carrying them. And Florida fans, please don't attack me. I know comparing him to Tebow is like blasphemy for y'all, but I just had to get an example because Tebow's considered one of the greatest college football players ever. So I know, I'm sorry. Don't attack me. I just made a 2.0. He's a Tebow 2.0. He's not Tebow.
I think it's fair. You put Haynes King on a big program, and he's assuming, I can't imagine he does worse than he's doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe coaching is a big factor, but you put him in a big program with national recognition. Again, in college football, brand means more than anything. Georgia Tech does not have the blue blood brand like you said about it, right? And so you put him on a big dog, an SEC team perhaps, right? I don't think I think the narrative around Haynes King for Himes is screaming right now, screaming.
For sure.
And that's just another point that maybe we should, but so I don't know. Well, why don't we stay in college football for another topic here? Matt Rhule gets a 2-year extension at Nebraska. Was this the right choice? And can preface it a little bit here. The coaching buyout stuff is only getting more insane, right? With this contract now. So his contract is 90% guaranteed. So his current buyout, if fired, has increased from $49 million to $71 million. This stuff's nuts, man. It's getting out of hand. And look, I think what Rhule has done, he's turned the program around a little bit. They're much better now than when he found it. That said, he's only 18-15 with Nebraska. He's only got two bowl appearances with 1 bowl win, and he's only spent 3 weeks as a ranked team right now. And he's again just a perennial loser against a ranked team. He's 0-18 in his career. Man, making James Franklin look good against ranked teams in that. And right now, to me, I think what's crazy is Nebraska currently has the worst ranked recruiting class in the Big Ten. So he's got the program, like I said, in a much better spot. But to me, when I see this contract extension and you think about the coaching carousel and the rumors swirling that maybe Matt Rhule goes to Penn State type of situation, I feel this extension is more of a result of the insane coaching carousel coming up and Nebraska, again, not wanting him ending up somewhere else like a Penn State, or, if they find themselves in the coaching carousel, they end up missing out on their guy if they were to get involved in the coaching madness that's coming up, and then potentially ending up in a worse situation than they're in now. Because they're not in a bad spot with Matt Rhule. Then they have Dylan Raiola is balling out for them. So I think that's a big thing. But to me, and the reason I think that's the case is because if you just look at his resume, you do a blind resume test on Matt Rhule, nothing about it screams, extend this man now. Get him more money, get him more years. So that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, well, all right. So you got to remember Nebraska in the 90s, like I keep telling you, I was watching a lot of 90s, Tommy Frazier and them guys.
Yeah, glory.
Yeah, where they were a blue blood team. And, they tried to bring some of their guys back, even with Scott Frost. So I watched Scott Frost get off when he played at Nebraska, was a great quarterback for collegiate quarterback. I think Nebraska is just kind of happy that they're just kind of, they're not bottom tier. Yeah, they're not bottom tier, but they're not top tier, but they're just right here. And I think they got faith in Matt Rhule that he's building. Now, one thing I can say, listen, so I know guys who played with him at Temple. I actually coach with a guy right now who played under him when he was at Temple, and he just speaks so highly of Matt Rhule. So he's a good guy, and he feels like the longer he has at a program, he's going to keep building and building and building. And he this is what he told me. Mason told me, and Ty Mason played with him at Temple, told me in 2 years, Nebraska is going to be in the national championship discussion. That's what he told me now. And he was also saying that the college world looks at him as a program, builder. So all these jobs opening up, you were going to lose some compared to other teams that can pay him that type of money for him to come. So I thought it was smart on Nebraska, but I'm with you. He's kind of just a mid-level coach. But, I mean, Nebraska for 2 years, people been talking about them being on the cusp of going this direction. So but you got to keep a good coach when you got a good coach. I'm just being honest. And I agree. I mean, who else is out here though? If they so if they don't pay him, that's the thing. You think?
I mean, think of all these dudes getting fired. I guarantee you by the end of the season, there's going to be a lot more dudes getting fired. But I agree with you. I think you're right because again, the program it's not like blasting off. I mean, when he got hired, I got a buddy. He was on our first episode, Brennan. He's a big Nebraska fan, and I remember. When Matt Rhule got there, it was supposed to be we're in the national championship in 2 years. Well, here we are now. It hasn't happened. And again, I'm a little weirded out by okay, program builder. A lot of people like him. Why are we sitting here talking about right now the lowest ranked recruiting class in the Big Ten, which is interesting. But again, he is a good coach. I'm not sitting here saying he's a bad coach. I'm just sitting here thinking I feel like this extension was given the landscape of college football right now with coaches and whatnot. They have a good enough thing going. Nebraska wants to see it through. Again, it's been on a slight incline since he's got there. Again, much better than he found it. Absolutely, no doubt about it. So why not give it a little bit more run? It just feels like, if you get in a marriage and you get comfortable and you start letting yourself go a little bit because, you got a good thing going and you just kind of want to keep things steady and keep things moving how they are. I can't blame them. And like you said, there's going to be a lot of dudes out there. I said this, sorry. I think there's going to be a lot of dudes out there, but what
you don't want to bring in James Franklin, Brian, those guys. To me, those guys are jerks and not winners. So, I mean, I'm cool with Matt Rhule being a nice guy, not winning. Sure. That 80-20 rule, getting back to that marriage. So, listen, I know my relationship ain't perfect, but I do not want a chance getting back out there again. And for my 80, for thinking it's going to be somebody for 85 to 90 out there, shit, I'm going to listen, if I could give my girl an extension, I will give her ass an extension right now, Austin. I don't want to do it. And before I go, goodness grief, Austin, do you know I gave up coaching football to coach track? All this money that they throwing around, goodness grief. I stopped coaching football at a time where I coach Cam Chancellor, Leroy Reynolds. These are NFL guys, Vincent Painter. These are guys that went to the NFL, played a long time, and I stopped coaching football to coach track and field.
Is that what Painter's been liking our stuff on Instagram? That's probably it. I was always
Vincent Painter played for the Denver Broncos Super Bowl.
Yeah. I was like, I know his name. I know who this dude is. I was like, why is he liking our stuff? It seems so random. That makes sense now. You know, buddy. Okay. No, I think again, blind resume seems off, but I think it was in retrospect the right decision. He's got the program going in the right way. It's just crazier that, if it does go wrong and they get rid of him earlier, the buyout shit is not even sniffing an end right now. But all right, let's pivot for the last news that topic of the day to NBA, because we gotta keep chatting NBA. I mean, a lot of stars are balling out, but there's one cat in particular balling out right now. Tyrese Maxey. Philadelphia 76ers is on an absolute heater to start this season. Should he be on the MVP watch early in the season right now and maybe continue? It seems like he's inserted himself into the MVP discussions. It's early. The season just started, but he was already a really good player. He definitely earned that $200 million contract he got. Let's be clear about that. And now he's leading NBA in points a game with 37.5. He's got 8.3 assists per game, which is seventh. He's hitting 4.5 3-pointers a game, which is third or second best in the NBA. And he's shooting 47% from deep, which is the best percentage among the top 15 scorers for guys with at least 5+ 3-pointers taken. And the Sixers are 4-0, right? So you got to put him.
Please, Philly, can y'all hear me? Philly, get Joel Embiid out of there, or y'all gonna fuck listen, they're gonna fuck it up for Maxey. I'm being honest, Austin. Outside of Giannis, what team have you seen with a guy, a big, who just big for nothing? Let's be clear, because he's big for nothing. When he wants to dominate, he dominates. I cannot take his skills away. But clearly, Joel Embiid has not been Giannis. And outside of Giannis and Milwaukee, most teams is going to win a championship have to have a guard like Tyrese Maxey and Tyrese Maxey. Sorry, Maxey. And Edgecombe, what a fucking pickup for them. Those two guys can bring a championship back to Philly, but you have to get rid of Joel Embiid, because I'm going to tell you, Austin, what's going to throw this off. Joel Embiid is not going to like Maxey just being the MVP guy. I'm telling you, he's an ego guy. You can look at him. He's a selfish guy. He's an ego guy. He's going to start just demanding the ball. He's going to start just being an asshole in the locker room. Get rid of Joel Embiid so Maxey can take Philly back to the Iverson days where y'all were playing for finals appearances, playoffs. I mean, goodness grief, he's been hooping. But I think
silky.
But I think it's better because Joel Embiid is not clogging up the lane, and I just hate these bigs that just shoot so many threes too. But he's on a minute restriction, so when he's not on a minute restriction, I just think Maxey's gonna lose that allure of y'all have to stop me, and it's not a defense. You stop me.
Yeah, and like you said, between Maxey and Edgecombe, it's their show now. They have effectively, besides injuries, they've effectively killed the Joel Embiid era in Philly, and now they're leading something that's this new wave that looks exponentially more promising. If you got that type of just beastly duo going on, it's so much better than this big who flops at any chance he gets to flop, and if he's not busy flopping, he's busy hurt. That said, when he is healthy, I mean, let's be honest, Joel Embiid he can ball out, but I agree with you. Get rid of him while you can, because in a couple weeks he's going to be hurt and he's going to be sidelined.
And imagine what you can get for him now that he's healthy. Just imagine a wing, somebody, because is Paul George coming back this year? Maybe.
Who the hell knows? Another guy. But I mean, it's clear who you got to build around now. The Embiid thing's done. This team needs to build around Maxey and Edgecombe. You got your guys. You just paid Maxey, rightfully so. Build around them. You tried the Joel Embiid thing. You can't do it. You didn't do it. It never worked. And guess what? He's only getting older. It's not gonna work. Can he be a good role player for that team? Sure. Will he accept that role?
No.
The fuck no, he won't. So I agree, get rid of him. Build around the future in Philly. You got it. You don't drop the ball on this. And if Joel Embiid sits there and be like, I'll play a role. I know, like, I'm hurting. I know I'm on a restriction. If he's willing to take that role and take that step back,
that's different. Yeah, that's different. That's different.
Hell yeah.
That's different.
I'll take that 15 points a game and 8 boards a game and what he can give you all day long. But I just don't see that happening. There's an ego there. I mean, and again, I think either way, you can get some stuff to build around Maxey and Edgecombe if you trade him. I think that's the best move because I would rather have me a big that I feel like I can confidently rely on and, build within the offense for 70 plus games a season than Joel Embiid, who I'm not sure I'm going to even get 50 games out of him this year. You don't know what you're going to get, and it impacts how you're game planning, how you're building for the season, what moves you're making. And so I think the smart thing is just get him out. And, and again, in sports, anyone can get hurt at any point. But with Joel Embiid, you have exponentially added risk to that whole anyone can get hurt at any point. So I agree with you. I think they should ship him out while they still can, even if he's willing to take a smaller role, as unlikely as it seems. Just build around Maxey and Edgecombe, man. Like, goodness grief.
And I watched that game the other night. I was like, these two guys, and I hate keep doing this comparison thing, but those two guys, you get an athletic center who want to rebound, play defense. I mean, I don't see why they won't be the Golden State of this era. I mean, because those guys, they move well without the ball too. So Maxey just moves well without the ball. Edgecombe is not a guy who he don't need the ball all the time. I mean, goodness grief. And a lot of people coming in the draft was saying that he wasn't going to be what he is now. And I'm like, well, what were y'all actually looking at? Because he is NBA ready now.
Looking great.
NBA ready now. So I'm excited for those two guys. I just that Joel Embiid thing. I know Maxey called Joel Embiid out last year because and Coach used to tell me all the time the best ability is availability. So when you're not available, I don't care how dominant you are, don't mean nothing to me because you're not here to play. And to me, I think he is good when he's there, but he's not Giannis to me. I'm just being honest. I think Giannis is the most dominant big man in the last decade. Since Shaq left. He's not that. And he should be because he's athletic. He can shoot. He's big. And he's not that to me. That's just me. So I think he's kind of overrated, but that's a whole nother story.
And if we're having an MVP conversation, again, Giannis, what a start. The dude is on fire. He is still playing his best ball. And gosh darn it, all this rumor bullshit, everything with him, to the Knicks, all this and that. He once again comes out, he has a big play the other day, and he comes out yelling at the camera, "This is my city." And telling like he's, again, just reiterating the fact that all that's just noise. I'm committed to the Bucks. And I just cannot stand the national media, how they try to tear that whole thing apart with Giannis and rip that up and make it seem for the last 7 years is the year he's gone. And every year Giannis is like, no, it's not. And national media is like, yes, it is. And it's like Giannis again, dominating on both ends of the court.
He just needed the Thanasis back. That's all he needed. His brother on the bench. And he was
got another one.
That's why I say I got Thanasis back. Let's go. I mean, his I'm not, and I just, like I said, I hate the NBA because it's not enough Giannis's who every night that he's suiting up, you're going to get his best. And to me, I think a lot of superstars isn't that now. So I'm a big Giannis fan because every night he's playing, I mean, he going to give you everything he got.
Say what you will about Kobe Bryant because of all the shit, right? But Giannis training with Kobe and literally getting, figuring out that mentality, I think was the best thing for him. And it's really why I'm a big fan of Victor Wembanyama too. Granted, he doesn't even have to try really on defense because he just sticks his arm up and that's a lot. Yeah, right, easy. But Victor Wembanyama goes hard on both sides of the court too. And I really appreciate in this current era of NBA, a guy who's doing that. And the fact that Giannis, who's more than likely, in the back half of his prime now, still giving it hell. Man, again, Bucks fans, any NBA fans appreciate that type of greatness because it is rare and few and far between in the NBA in this day and age.
Sure.
Giannis is the best superstar you could ever ask for. The Bucks haven't had him for so long, so him to be the guy, I'm just grateful as hell that Giannis is a Milwaukee guy. I love him to death. So, all right, let's call it a wraps there. Before we go, I mean, Iman, is there any NFL game you're watching for this weekend? By the way, I'm just curious.
I'm not looking at the score right now, so I hope.
Ravens are. Ravens are Thursday.
I hope we can finish. But now I do that Indianapolis game coming up now. Hey,
Maybe Pitt.
yeah, listen. That's gonna be a game that Indianapolis has to win to kind of say that we're here now. And listen, I think Josh Allen will take out Kansas
The
City this
Chiefs?
week. Yeah, I'm
Hold
always
up.
no. Listen. Last year, the one I used to bet every week, and I used to do this thing on Instagram. Never bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
The one time that you do it is regular season, Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes. Somehow it happens. So all my people that bet, trust me, if you're gonna bet Bills this week against Kansas City, do it. I'm telling you, do it. Just trust me, Austin. He knows
Okay.
how to play regular season against Patrick Mahomes. So
Okay.
he's gonna take him out regular season, but then the playoffs is over. So I'm gonna look at that one. But other than that, yeah, I just
For
want
a guy who is out on Josh Allen, I was surprised to hear that. I'm not gonna lie. For you just bash Josh Allen week after week, and for you to take him over Kansas City, I'm surprised to hear it. I'm
he's
just
a regular
surprised to hear it.
season hero. He's just a regular season hero. I just
Yeah.
don't think he gets the flack that they give Lamar about being a regular season hero. For Peyton Manning, for years, got the regular season hero thing. They don't. Even Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl, and every year you hear him say, "Oh, he blows it. He blows it in the playoff. He has a Super Bowl." So they just put this Josh Allen and Justin Herbert are these two guys that they just elevate, and I'm like, they're regular season heroes.
Yeah,
That's it.
I get what you're saying about Josh Allen at this point. He's not having. He came into the season as an MVP favorite. His numbers aren't there right now. He's only got 220 plus passing yards in only 2 of the 7 games this season after doing it 9 times last year. Obviously, James Cook is having a really nice season, but that Bills defense is a problem. They're ranked 31st in the NFL, man. That's a problem. When the Chiefs are cooking right now, I am excited about Bills Chiefs. As I think every NFL fan is. I think this is going to get huge viewership because we could be talking about a 40-40 something game in the fourth quarter. It could be an awesome game, but Josh Allen, right? I love, say what you will about him. He's a competitive MFer.
For sure.
That dude, he's like a Giannis. He gives his 110% every time he steps foot on the field, and you can see it in the way he plays. And so he's coming in. He's going to have a fire under his ass because he's not happy with where his play has been this season. The Bills aren't content with how they've looked this season. Expectations were, again, they're on the verge. For years now, they're on that verge of Super Bowl, and they can't get over the Chiefs hump. Pause. But it's gonna be a big game, and I think my Packers got the Panthers. I'm not saying I'm looking past the Panthers because you know what? Bryce Young gave us the business when Joe Barry was our D coordinator, and Bryce Young, he's small, and that's causing him problems. But he's actually. I saw a stat today. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think Bryce Young is top 3 in efficiency for 20-plus yards throw. Bryce Young's actually having a good season. He's taking steps in the right way.
Get at his ass, Austin.
Yeah,
that defense going to get at his little ass this week. It's going to be bad for Bryce. Listen, that defense is going to get at him. Just remember that I said that. They're going to – he's small. So once Rashawn Gary get on you one time and then Michael Parsons get on you the second,
it's gonna hurt.
He's not gonna want to play no more. I'm trying to tell you,
it's gonna hurt. I'm saying get the backup ready. All I'm saying, I'm not looking past them, but I think we can win 52-0. I'm just saying, I'm not looking past them. But all right, we're gonna wrap the show up there. Hey, remember, go get I'm not wearing it today, but go get your Juega House hat. Use code Sideliner Sports, SIDELINR Sports at Juega House. Get your 15%. Why not do that? Go watch some football. We got some good games on per usual. I say it every week because it's football season. We always got good games on. And but until then, we'll see.
Peace out.